Alright guys, welcome back. Okay, so I've been testing the build, the deck, at these past few locals I've been going to, and I've been doing quite miserably. But the good thing about that is it allowed me to assess where the deck is weak, right? And where it's strong. So that means the strength you just don't, the strength of the strength, right? Like it's consistent. That's his strength. It gets to that ease fairly easily. But where it struggles is like it's like just dealing with like spells and traps, like monster effects. Like it can handle that, but like when the minute spells and excessive spells and traps get introduced into the game, that's where it kind of struggles, because it's like let me just lay it out so you can get a better understanding of what I'm trying to say. You need one. That's all you need. Just one. Just for the instance where you just draw this, you know, you don't draw this. After that, it's just unnecessary filter. Like you just don't need it. You don't need it anymore. At first, when I first built it, I thought you needed that, but it just no. It's an excessive count that you just don't need. Okay, then you have your hand traps, right? Your 3 bell for Call of the Grave. Your 3 Ash, just a generic good card. And then of course you have your Gamma. It's basically stops Ash. And then like, because when you set up your summon, activate in Stardust, and you go draw standby phase or draw phase, activate summon, activate, and then you're scared of Ash, then you just drop this. Or even on your turn, you just when you tribute its cost, they try to Ash it, you just do this, you know, and then make a Omega hit 2 cards with just 1 card. Is like, it's amazing. But yeah, and then of course you have a Veiler, just a generically like effect negator. Like it's to allow you to save your Stardust. Like let's say you don't want to use the negate yet, so you just use this. It's really good. And then of course you want driver. It's a bit annoying because like it's like makes the garnet count to 7, because like 3 garnets. I guess the summon activates are not really garnets, but like you just don't want to see them. So it's like in a 4-card build, it can be a little bit strenuous. So I'm not too sure. It's like a necessary evil. Like you just need it, because you just can't lose to Ash, you know. Of course, it's just a 1-for-1 either way, but still, you want it to resolve, because once you resolve into someone is like, it just gives you like, it's a step in a good direction. And because you have 1-for-1, teleport, and your triple tanky. And the good thing about this is that, like, once you're out of the paranoia of them having Ash for your summon activate, it just begins with an interaction after that. It's just like this and this together is just amazing, because it can be stopped by Call of the Grave, which is what I really like. And instant fusion, basically in the Call of the Grave. Yeah, and triple Call of the Grave. One of the things I've been noticing is like the dilemma you wanna go into, right? Because like you play, okay, triple assault, activate, and then triple back to the front. Because with this, like, you do the play where you go millenniumize, and then you do your play, right? And then you synchro into formula to basically replace this, to hopefully draw into another interaction. But then sometimes you have this, and you kind of want to like reborn the millenniumize, so you kind of want to just go Link Rebo. So like if they try to attack over your millenniumize, you can just protect it. So like that's one of the dilemmas you're in. Like, so do you want to potentially draw into something, or have the certainty that if you have this, you can protect your millenniumize with Link Rebo. But other than that, it just seems like pretty cool. But yeah, okay, so the strength, right? The strength, it's consistent in what it does, right? Like there's so many ways to reflect. There's so many ways to this. It's just amazing. And then you interact, okay? And then the flaws is when dealing with an excessive amount of spells and traps, right? Like the minute you go up in this like a backrow deck, it just struggles. You basically have 1 hand trap, and like Ash, this, like they don't really do anything against backrow. Like that's one thing I noticed. Like I've been facing like a subterror, altergeist, and then Silent Great. The minute, like, cause you can't OTK with this deck, right? You can't. So like the minute you stop Gazelle, you stop their establishment, and they can just end on like a very like just a wolf on like a backrow, right? Oh, something like that, right? After turn 2, when they have that set up, because you can't OTK, it gets a bit problematic unless you top deck another one of this, or you have another one or access to this, because that means you can just go battle phase attack, and then they'll use the Bailing's effect and save it. But then like you still, in the predicament of them having the combination of roar and rage, or rage and strike, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's that those scenarios that can be problematic, because like you're meant to just hinder, right? And then, but if you give them like 1 or 2 turns, you just set a strike, set a roar. You know, it messes up with your tempo, because you don't really have anything to do with back row or like spells and traps. Like, you don't really have anything to do with. You just deal with like mainly like geared towards stopping your opponent's sequences, which is monster oriented. And that's where I noticed that's where the issue lied. Like, the minute you start facing back row or spells and traps, it struggles. So that's why I was like main decking evenly, going back and forth, main decking MST, calling Cyclone or Dusters, you know, just to deal with that. And it seems like that might be the answer, but even then, like, I'm not too sure. Because it's just through testing. It's like, because like going first, this deck is amazing, right? But you're not always gonna go first, which is why you play this. And going up against a trap deck or a backer deck, this is not gonna do anything. It's just gonna be that bunch of dead cards. So I guess deciding games 2 and 3, that's where I guess you even it out, I guess. But apart from that, the other weakness is just the fact that it's very normal summon heavy. Like, it's you gotta make sure it resolves, and then like hopefully draw an interaction, so you can follow it up with a second attempt, and then hopefully that sticks. But then like if you want to get to back, like if they say like a 1 back or 2 back row, it's like this can't really deal with that. Does that make sense? And that's mainly the issue I found with the deck. That I was like, kind of like, oh, okay, I see what the issue is, you know, because it's consistent. Like it gets you to that easily, but the minute you start facing like a setup where they can counter this, apart from this, because you can kind of enter that with this. I don't know. Yeah. Because like you have basically you have 2 options, right? You have this play, and then you have the instant fusion play. So I think if you can find a way to get a third, the deck will just be like pretty solid. But then you'll still have that issue of dealing with back row, or just like, you know, just the fact of losing to like a back row heavy deck, or like this. Yeah, basically, yeah. But yeah, that's one thing I noticed. That's like one of the flaws. That it's just felt like, yeah. Yeah, but I really like this. This is cool. This is like, if you draw excess of this, it just makes it not as dead. Yeah. But that's the process of deck building, right? You gotta figure it out. Like, some people just like build it, do like 10 games. Okay, they have a definitive answer. Of course, like the most straightforward thing about it is just like this, right? Summon, get to this. It can't be that complex. But like sometimes you just draw a different variation of cards to how to interact with your opponent, and then that makes a big difference as well, because they're gonna be very different apart from their standard combo. Oh man, I don't know. It's a work in progress, man. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. Oh my god, that's basically gonna be it. Just like a little insight of what I got from playing the deck these past few locals. But yeah, we're gonna work on it. See how I can change it. But yeah. Hopefully enjoy the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.